A lovely long weekend morning to you, YouTube. I'm just going to whip up a real quick breakfast and use the ingredients that I have on hand. You're probably wondering why I'm eating this cinnamon raisin bread mix, and actually I've had it a long time. It's not expired by any means, but I have a bread maker, so I was on a bread making kick, but since April I really haven't had any bread. I've just been having tortillas. So I want to use up this mix, and I made it one time with blueberries, like a blueberry pancake. So today I do have blueberries, but I'm taking a break because I'm kind of sick of them. I'm just going to use some raisins that I have to add to the dried up raisins, and I'm also going to throw in some chocolate chips that I have. I don't have any almond milk, so I'm probably going to just use this 1 cup of water, and to sweeten it up a little, I'll just put maybe a couple tablespoons of this Silk almond milk creamer for coffee. I just have some cocoa butter that I'm going to melt in the pan so it doesn't stick to the pan because I don't have any coconut oil. So here we go. Let's get started. I have a small frying pan, and like I said, I used some of that cacao butter. I melted some in there just so that the mix wouldn't stick to the pan. I used 1.25 cups of water, 1 cup of the cinnamon raisin bread mix by Bob's Red Mill. The cup that I had of the mix had a lot of raisins already in it, so I didn't add a lot of the sultana raisins that I was planning on. Maybe I put in 2 tablespoons, and then yeah, the mix already had salt and sugar and things like that, but I did add an extra tablespoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of allspice just to kick it up a notch. So I'm going to cook this side for about 3 minutes, maybe 4, and then I'll flip it. Oh, and if I forgot to mention, I did put some of those chocolate chips in it. They're dairy free by Enjoy Life. This time I have the mega chunks, and I probably put 1/8 cup in there as well. Just so you know, this is what I usually cook my pancakes on. It's edging towards 4. It's actually a little higher than normal, but if I have it like 4.5 or 5, then things kind of burn, so I like to have it around 4. So I flipped it again after 3 minutes, 3 minutes each side, and I just wanted to show you that the texture and consistency is of that like bread. It's crunchy, so if you don't like them, don't make them, because this is a bread mix after all, but I happen to like it. For those of you that have seen my videos before, you know how I keep saying how honey is the worst thing you can have. Yes, I know it's natural and all that, but if you have diabetes, it's the worst thing because it spikes your blood sugar instantly. I'm also the same thing with raisins, because look at how much sugar is in here. 24 grams of sugar for 1/4 cup. I try not to even have a 1/4 cup at one time because I would totally overeat it. I grab like a little handful, which might be 2 tablespoons at a time. And the only reason I'm having raisins right now is because I don't have any fruit in the house other than frozen blueberries. I do like to get the sweet craving fixed through fruit rather than junk. But I have had some chocolate again, and that's my sign of knowing I'm not getting enough natural sweetness in fruit because I'm just not having fruit. It's very high in sugar for a small quantity like this, and that goes for any dried fruit, just like cranberries. I was really hooked on dried cranberries, so just be careful. As you can see from that quantity that I made, I got 4 pancakes. The first 3 are thin, and the last one was thicker because I had all the chocolate chips and raisins. Most of them were at the bottom, so I kind of slid that under the top one so it didn't look so messy. And of course I can't eat all 4 right now for breakfast, no matter how hungry I am, because after all, it is a bread mix and it's very dense. I'll probably have the 2 thin ones, and I will save the thicker one and the thin one for snacks throughout the day, because I plan on being pretty active, and I'm sure I can burn that off well. There you go. Don't need to put the bread mix in a bread maker. If you want a pancake-like thing, that's what you can do.